Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Miss Saybrook, let's not waste time. We're here for the truth. What is the truth? What happened to you the night of the spring fling at the Kappa Alpha Delta house?
I was raped.
You're a liar, Marty. I mean, look at her. She's dressed like a nun.
Sit down.
Why don't you put her in her real clothes? Now, why don't you put her in the clothes she had on that night?
Sit down.
Why don't you put the real tramp on and ask her to tell the truth?
Miss Gannon, if you cannot control your client, I will have him removed.
That won't be necessary, Your Honor. Sit down.
Well, Ma, has it been this exciting all day? I think we can live without this kind of excitement. This is only going to hurt your brother's case.
Do you need a moment to compose yourself, Miss Saybrook?
Take as much time as you need, Marty. Think you're ready? Your Honor, if I may.
By all means, Mr. Gannon.
Marty, I'd like for you to identify a few things for me.
That's my sweater.
The one you were wearing the night of the spring fling?
Yes, I left it at the KAD house after.
Miss Saybrook, this sweater has been professionally cleaned. Did you have that done?
No.
Then who did?
Kevin Buchanan. His name is on the tag. It's Kevin's sweater.
The one you were wearing when you left the KAD house?
Yes.
An obvious question, Miss Saybrook. Why did you go to the spring fling with Kevin in the first place? Were you dating him?
No. I only went because I was upset about someone else. Someone that meant a lot to me. And, I thought I'd lost him, and So when Kevin mentioned the party and said it might cheer me up, I jumped at it. That's why I threw myself into the party, why I was drinking and dancing, and yeah, I was throwing myself, kissing other guys, but I'm not proud of that, and it was only because I was trying to get back at someone for hurting me.
In other words, you weren't there to have fun. You weren't looking for a good time or cheap thrills. You were there because you were trying to forget someone who had hurt you deeply.
It was the biggest mistake of my life. Instead of being able to forget, my whole life turned into a nightmare. Now I'm never going to be able to forget. Never.
Miss Saybrook, it's time to get specific. And I'm going to try to be as gentle as I can. You say you were raped. Where did it happen?
In Kevin's room, upstairs, at the KAD house. I go upstairs to his room.
He insisted. Why?
Because I'd been drinking too much. Because he was worried about me.
You thought at first. But he told you to lie down and sleep it off.
Yes. And then he left the room.
But you didn't sleep, did you?
No.
Why? What happened?
The door opened. I saw a shadow. And then they came into the room.
They?
Todd. Zack. And Powell.
We share everything. That's what Todd said.
Yes. Like brothers, he said. And then Zack said, that's what fraternity is all about. Then they left.
Miss Saybrook, did you want to dance with them?
No. They made me. First Todd, and then Zack.
You danced downstairs at the party. You danced for everyone in the place. Why not now?
I felt sick. I felt ashamed. And I felt afraid.
Afraid of what?
Todd, Zack and Powell. They teased me. They taunted me. They wouldn't let me leave the room. And then they locked the door.
What happened then? Miss Saybrook.
Todd grabbed me and threw me back on the bed.
Did you tell him to stop?
Yes.
Did he stop?
No, I begged him, but there was this look in his eye. Anger. And then he...
He what, Miss Saybrook?
He raped me.
I'm sorry, Miss Saybrook, but I'm going to have to ask you to make it very clear for the jury. Who raped you? Is he in this courtroom? Could you point him out to us, please? Are you pointing at Todd Manning?
Objection, Your Honor. He's putting words in her mouth.
Sustained.
Who are you pointing at?
Todd Manning. He held me down. He tore my blouse. He tore my blouse. He put his fist over my face so I couldn't scream, and then he raped me. He raped me. He raped me. He really raped me.
Miss Saybrook, was he the only one?
No.
Was Todd Manning the only one who raped you?
God, the others are down too. They took turns. They took turns. All of them, they took turns. Oh, God.
Miss Saybrook, you were very clear, very certain when you pointed to Todd Manning as the man who raped you.
One of the men.
After Todd... Miss Saybrook, I apologize, but there's just no other way to say this. After Todd finished with you, what did he say?
He smiled and he said, "Who's next?"
Who's next? Like he was giving away a prize at the fair.
Objection, Your Honor. I cannot allow this.
Sustained. Please, you're right, Counselor. Let the jury draw their own conclusion.
Todd Manning raped you and said, "Who's next?" Who was next?
Him, Zack Rosen. He raped me.
Did you resist?
Yes.
Did you try to fight him off?
I was weak, but I was screaming as loudly as I could until he...
Until he what, Miss Saybrook?
Zack shoved a sweatband in my mouth to stop me from screaming.
Could you describe that sweatband, please?
Yes, it was, the Kappa Alpha colors. Red with a white stripe.
Like these. A pair found by the Lambview police in Kevin Buchanan's closet.
Objection, Your Honor. The prosecution would like to show a sweatband. Let him. But to show totally unrelated wristband...
I am trying to show the relationship, Your Honor.
Overruled, Miss Cannon.
Miss Saybrook, are these wristbands Kevin Buchanan's wristbands? Are these identical to the sweatband they used to gag you?
Yes. Match those exactly. Exactly.
She's right.
Look at her, she's lying!
This court will take a 5-minute recess. I advise everyone to collect themselves before we reconvene.
We've got to get out of here.
Kevin?
Follow your heart, Marty. You know the right thing to do.
Mr. Pruitt, my indulgence has been stretched and stretched. Please, take your seat now.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Miss Saybrook, if you're emotionally exhausted and you do not want
No,
to...
Your Honor.
Are you sure? We can take a recess.
No, I want to get on with this. Now.
Very well. With the court's permission. Miss Saybrook, in describing what was done to you, you said, and I quote, they took turns.
That's right.
Todd Manning and Zachary Rosen, they raped you.
Yes.
Were they the only ones? Who else?
I begged you. I pleaded with you to help me. I thought you were different from the others.
His name, Miss Saybrook?
Powell, Lord.